Yeah, hi Deborah. It's Bill Boone with eXp Realty, right here in the Roseville office. Anyway, we had a good conversation, and I know we set up a meeting to meet in person. This video will probably explain most of what you can expect if you end up listing with me. I'll make it quick, pretty straightforward. Here's your house right here. So I'm looking at. I always look at Google Street View, and so I know this. I know this neighborhood very, very well. And so, and Ron Ward homes obviously are awesome. So it's kind of more of like a mountain ranch house design with most of his properties. So here's the property here. And if I look at it from an aerial, I can see here, like you told me, you own all these solar panels, which is great. Because if you don't own them, there's really no added value to them. So since these are owned and not leased, that's going to be considered an asset by an appraiser if we end up getting an appraiser involved without a cash offer. I know it backs up to, I think the church here, you said they do just a couple things a year. So good neighbor to have there. Let's move on to, I like to look at big tech algorithms, meaning Redfin, Zillow, Realtor.com. There's Movoto. There's actually tons of them. The big ones are Redfin, Zillow, and Realtor.com. And of course, these companies are real estate in the tech space. They spend, if not millions of hundreds of millions of dollars for algorithms. So I do like to see what they predict. So if we look at, we'll start with Redfin. And of course, they're all going to show off market until it goes on the Metrolist. It's going to show off market, but then that will change, and with all the professional photos, it will all be syndicated here, and it will show active. Redfin is saying 608,656, so that's their estimate. Let's look at Zillow. They're probably the biggest. They're coming in at 614, a little higher, right? And let's look at the other big one is Realty.com. Sometimes they're tricky to bring up the value. Let me get it here. See if we can find it. There we go. And so this one's not the same exact floor plan, pretty close to square footage. 608,429. Okay. So we got a basic idea of what big tech algorithms are saying the valuation is probably worth, right? So let's close that. And if it comes to, a non-cash buyer, and we get anybody using any type of a loan, which could be a VA, believe it or not, could be, an FHA, could be a conventional, more than likely. There's going to be an appraisal involved. I know you were an agent, so you understand that. And when the appraiser comes out, where are they going to go? They're going to go right to the Metrolist, just like I'm signed in right now. This one, let's see, this sold in June, okay, the beginning of June. Took 19 days to sell in that market at that time. And looks like they got exactly what they listed for. So they got their full asking price, sold at $619,900. So call it $620. Okay. Other than that, there really is no comps. Like you said, there's not a lot of turnover out there. Okay. Let me go into my marketing real quick so you understand, even though I'm discounting it to 1.5%, I want you to know that the marketing is going to stay like a full service listing. When I take on a listing, regardless of what I'm charging on commission, we have the same system we use. That's how I've sold over 1,000 homes in our Metrolist, right? So the company is a good friend of mine. It's Snap-a-Prop. They are one of the best, if not the best, in the area. The Luxury Home Magazine, some of his shoots have been on the actual cover, I think over 13 times, the main cover, not mentioning how many times he's been on the inside. So he does fantastic work. So that's not even going to be a question about the marketing. I set up a time for him to come out. He does his thing in and out. So let's see. If we go back, so really the comps are going to be, that one sold for almost 620. That was June. Now we're in November. So I'm thinking we're probably in that range. I think when I got your email, it came in and client's range was 600 to 650. and maybe even 630 is a median. And I know you've done a lot to it, like you were explaining to me on the phone. So we definitely probably get that. I just need to see it real quick, and then we'll know, right? Bottom line is, it's going to be tough for any appraiser because that area does not have high turnover, as we talked about. So let's go over to the marketing is going to be good. He does amazing photos. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that's going to be on your Metrolist ad. Okay, so it's going to be nothing but perfection. Does videos, does amazing videos. I don't want to make that too loud, blow your eardrums out, but you get my point. It's going to be first-class marketing. Okay, let's close these. I've already done some research here, and when we're looking at that subdivision in particular, and it's a Ron Ward home, of course, which people love, people that know about him, and where it's at, right, Sierra Meadows. So I've already got basically key words and descriptions ready to go for the MLS ad, being very specific to that. Now, like I said, you haven't been as an agent a long time, so our MLS prospector has done a great job, and now we've expanded to 28 counties. I thought it was 27, so they probably just recently added another one. So you can see all these counties. Big thing I love about it, we got Sacramento here, you got Placer, El Dorado, but the thing I love about it is we're networking with all of the Bay Area. Okay, so San Francisco, Marin, all of that, Solano County. So when it hits the MLS, it's going to be syndicated everywhere. And I'll email this to you. Basically what I do is I actually have a checkoff sheet. Keeps me in check, and also my clients can see it also. And so let me give you an idea. We'll go here real quick. I've used this for years and years and years. So here's my listing checklist. I'm not going to bore you with it because I don't want to make the video too long. But it shows you even which day and what I'm actually doing. So it holds me accountable too. And I'll email this to you. And you can actually see, okay, this is what I expect to be done on this day. And I know you're going to be handling all of this. So yeah, basically they're saying once it hits the MLS and it goes to those 28 counties, you're talking about 55,000 agents. Okay, are they all going to have a buyer? No, but we're going to also do reverse prospecting. That's something that the MLS allows. I don't know if you used to do that when you were an agent. I've done it from day one, ever since I learned what it can do. And basically it goes out, and the listing agent, because I'm the listing agent, I can ask the Metrolist to go out and find all of the buyer's agents in the other 28 counties, anybody that's looking in Rocklin, Roseville, specs, general specs, year built, etc., even by subdivision, and it will come back and tell me not who the buyer is because it's not my client, but it will tell me who the agent is who has the buyer set up on that search. And usually when they set them up on a search through the Metrolist, those are the ones we want to catch. So I usually call them first round buyers. To me, the first round buyers are hovering right now. They're pre-approved or they have cash. They've been looking in a particular area and they're just waiting to pounce, right? First week, first weekend, 2 weekends, that's really the goal. Now, second phase buyers are ones that are coming in, either just now coming into the market, got pre-approved. That does happen. Or they're waiting to just keep an eye on the property and the price, okay? So I like to get them in the first round if we can, get that momentum going as much as possible. Let's look at, so you see my check sheet there. I don't know, there's not much else I can show you. I'm pretty straightforward. My listing agreement, I usually go 90 days. I put in writing that, of course, you can cancel anytime you're not happy. A lot of agents aren't willing to do that. But you're never going to end up firing me because I won't let that happen. I will do a good job for you and keep you updated. When it comes to showings, I'm really low key. Now, because that neighborhood is such desirable and there's not a lot of inventory, I agree with you. We probably would put up a sign, so I'd put up a yard sign in there. We don't really need to have open houses and go to that inconvenience unless you want to do it. Of course, I offer it, but I don't think it's even going to be needed. Everybody nowadays that are looking are on some kind of an app, right, or talking to their agent. So, but if my clients want them, of course I do them, but I don't think it's going to be necessary. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any other questions, of course, let me know. Other than that, I'm going to plan on meeting you. Let me look at my calendar here. And I know we talked about getting a 2026 year MLS, which is going to be smart, into February, beginning of March. Where'd my calendar go? Okay, so we're meeting, looks like November 29th. So that would be this Saturday. Hopefully I got that right. But this Saturday, we're going to meet at 6 p.m. It'll be a little bit later at night. I'm going to send this video to you now. I'm going to text it to you and email it to you. And if you can, just watch it and let me know after you watch it that you did watch it and what you thought, and then we'll go from there. All right. Thank you.